I'm here today with Natasha Magendar. I think there's only a few purple belts, female purple belts in India, and you're one of them. And I'm super excited to have you. What's up, Nat? How's it going? What's new? How's training?
How's training? Right now, I'm just drilling and focusing on recovering from injuries. So that's mostly like what's been happening. But this is what's been happening. Yesterday, I was just shitting myself thinking about being on here.
Were you watching the other episodes or something?
Yeah, of course I'm watching the other episodes. There's no content about like people who do jiu-jitsu in India or any of the people you've had on here. So it's been like super fun to watch.
So when I first started training, there was this podcast called Leverage.
Oh, I used to watch
Radio
Leverage
during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like these audio conversations, and like I would religiously like watch all of the episodes, and it was fun. They had a lot of people I know now, like Devesh was on it. This is so cool. I hope like one day like maybe I could do something like that, and it kind of exists now to
That's
some
so sweet.
degree, I believe. So
That's so sweet.
just want to keep it going. Like in the previous one with Piyush, I needed to use footage from he talks about the LFN Leverage Fight Night. So I thought this would be cool if I could like just insert footage from like all of his matches. But like I had to ask permission, so I messaged Ashwin Hoon on LinkedIn. Like that's the only way to reach him because he's not really on any social media. So I was like, hopefully he replies, and he's like, yeah, totally cool. Use
sweet.
it. And yeah, that's been pretty awesome. So overall, I would say in building this, the jiu-jitsu community at least has been very supportive. Like so far, I haven't really like heard a no, or like there's been no like obstacle to creating this. And if I needed help, I would ask for it, and I got it. So
that's awesome.
I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, I've heard you're starting a new gym. You're actually like putting a name to something you've been doing and working towards for years now.
For
Talk
sure.
to me about that.
Like, I don't know if I would like call it a gym, but I've been running women's classes since maybe like 2022, just on the side. So like I would pay like IJJ rent, and I would have classes every Wednesday evening and Saturday morning.
I remember that.
Yeah, and it started like that, and it was just a couple of girls, and we train every week, and there's been like 3-4 iterations of that since then. Like I would have to take a break if I'm preparing for a tournament or something like that. Like I even had a stint where I did a year of like just girls classes at an apartment building. Like it was a whole year of regular twice a week girls classes.
Yeah.
And like one of the students has followed me to this new spot, or like they still come like visit here.
Who are they? You want to shout them out?
Yeah, shout out Nicole, who is not on social media, so she's
man.
not gonna see this.
Okay.
Yeah.
YouTube maybe.
Yeah, maybe I'll send it to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I have my own spot. Like I think I did a workshop on on Women's Day last year, and it went pretty well. We had like 16 people who came, and the guy was, shout out Raghu actually. Shout out Raghu for giving me this spot. He said he wanted regular like women's classes at his gym.
This is the one near Garuda Mall where you're currently situated. Got it.
So since then I've been taking classes there and still focusing on training and teaching. And now that like I'm on my own, I'm like, okay, it's time to brand this. It's time to like make this a thing.
Make this a thing.
Yeah.
And what are you naming it? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's called Wick3d Jiu Jitsu. Not Wick3d, but Wick3d Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah.
And it's because we're a bunch of girls and we're a bunch of witches. And we're up to like magical witchcraft. Okay, but not real witchcraft. Okay.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, not real witchcraft. I found out recently because we're like in the process of making the logo. And I don't know, are people not going to come if I say this? But my idea was, okay, it'll be like, it should look like creepy, but like cool. And we landed up on like voodoo doll, okay? But like a cute voodoo doll. It's like a cat voodoo doll with like one button, and then it has like a dinosaur, like spikes at the back. It's damn cute. I'll actually show it to you.
Yeah.
And then I show it to like one of the girls in class, and she's just like, dude, that's real, you know? Like voodoo stuff is real. And I was just like, oh shit, like this is not good. And we had spent like 2-3 weeks making this logo.
So change it up.
Yeah, and now we're like, it's completely changed. But
it's a good thing that happened before you
and then
went
she was
live.
like, she said, witchcraft is real, voodoo stuff is real. And I'm like, yeah, right. So it's not real witchcraft, but like jiu-jitsu witchcraft.
That's its own kind of witchcraft, I guess, like magic.
Can we cut this out?
Just this bit about the witchcraft.
Yeah, so it's a female-only initiative, and it's for like the girls who are already training around India to like connect with each other, to share resources, to have a space where like we can train, get more girls training, and also like to have content for us, of us, which just there's not much that exists.
Barely any.
Yeah, almost nothing.
Almost nothing.
So we want to do like a YouTube thing. We want to do stuff on Instagram, and yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Be everywhere, basically, content-wise.
Just to have this documented, like
yeah.
even 5 years ago, like to now, the scene has grown so much, and like it's grown exponentially. Like I was there, like when Leverage first came out, or I was there actually to watch the tournament.
Just taking off.
Yeah, like and when I watched the tournament as well, and I was training before that, and from then to now, like the scene has got that much bigger. You know, and I think it will get that much more bigger in the next few years.
Yeah.
So it's important to like document whatever we're doing. Yeah.
That's what like the boys were, the previous Jiu Jitsu focus episode where I had like Naveen and Ravi and all over. They were kind of talking about, you know, that Strangle era where just Strangle was at it every 2 months, tournaments.
Yeah.
We were pretty excited during that time because that to us felt like the peak. And compared to that, now it's kind of like died down a little. Like, dude, you don't hear much about much.
It's full like that rolling thing in the desert. Like, what's it called? Tumbleweed in the desert.
Yeah.
That's the scene
like
right
that
now. Yeah.
Right now, like there were also like apparel brands out there back then. Like 411, 411 was at it. Like they still are to some degree producing gis, but there were also other brands coming up that were doing it. And it's kind of like it's not much going on right now.
For sure.
And I think like this podcast is kind of the only thing talking about all this.
Dude,
like,
straight up, like this is like the only thing that's going on in the scene right now.
That's good for me. There's no one to really compete with.
And I'm just like, because we have nothing. We're literally so desperate for anything jiu-jitsu. Like people will be watching and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. You can be sure like people will watch this because there's literally nothing else to watch right now. But
good for you, Wayne.
Good for me. I'll capitalize on this.
Yeah.
But I still hope like tournaments pick up again. And like I like competing. I've competed in every Strangle. I didn't do too well. That's a different discussion. But like I did, I had fun in all of them. My first one was especially fun because I made it to semifinals and I lost to Ravi in a very hard-fought match. Like you can find that on YouTube somewhere. But that's special in my memory. But like for beginners especially, I think it's important for them to compete.
Yeah.
And there just isn't like in a gym like Flamingo, you could do the in-house tournaments, you could do the open house where it's different gyms around Bangalore competing. But like I think it's like a different kind of anxiety and nervousness you feel before like something like as big as a Strangle. Like it felt big like to compete in that. ADCC felt especially like nerve-wracking, like traveling all the way to like Goa, and then I would barely sleep like the night before. Like I had trouble with that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Which ADCC was this?
This was we met at that ADCC. It was the
oh yeah? Dude, I don't remember how you
2021 ADCC Goa.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
There. Yeah. Nehal did that crazy like triangle on I don't remember his opponent's name, but Nehal and Sanjay Nambir had a fight in that.
I remember.
He won that was that one. But yeah, I just wish there's more tournaments. That's all I'm basically saying. Like you've competed a ton.
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
India, Thailand, Singapore. Any other countries?
Have I no? I hope to, but like right now it's just those three.
What's the best comp you've ever done?
So like I was thinking about it because it's been a while since I competed. But I'd say actually the best competition I've competed in, or is it
results don't matter?
Or is it like my best competition experience?
Like, experience, like in your heart, you had a really great time.
Oh, okay. So like the last one I did is like has a special place in my heart.
Okay.
It was the one in Mysore. It was the BKD tournament, and I had just fought in Bangkok the week earlier.
Yeah.
So like, dude, that was like insane.
Hectic.
Dude, I can't believe I did that. Now when I look back, I'm like, what was I thinking?
Your physio wouldn't recommend
dude,
that.
My physio? Dude, no. And I got like my arm, like I got armbar in like the absolute gi division. Firstly, we're not even training gi.
Yeah.
And like, so it was...
Put on a gi and you went.
Yeah. And I ended up doing like better in gi. I mean, it makes no sense. But I like hurt my arm and like I tore a few ligaments in my elbow. And then the next week, I'm doing another tournament in Mysore.
Yeah.
Last minute.
Okay.
Because I needed to go and like help the team, like the beginners.
Yeah.
And it was their first time competing ever. So I was like, and they had no one to take care of them. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go. Yeah. I'll go and I know what it means for when like students see their coach fighting. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna fight for you guys. I'm gonna fight for you guys. And then I didn't realize my arm was like hurt. So I'm like, and it was an absolute division. So these girls are like 20 kgs heavier than me. Because that was the only like, they had like beginners and they had like intermediate. And I was like, okay, cool. So I had 2 matches and that was a crazy day. But I was cornering them from like morning till evening when I fought. And then I had my fights and it was one of the best experiences ever. Yeah.
For context, you're around 40-ish kgs.
I'm like 50.
Now you're 50.
Yeah. No,
and
I'm like...
You've always been around 50 kgs.
Yeah.
And in absolute, there'll be people like 80, 90 kgs.
No. At least like 70 plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you could still like put up a fight.
Size does matter.
Of course.
But it's like, if you're the same skill level. So I do have more experience than these girls, which is why I can do that. But if you're like the same skill level, there's just no way. That's why I got my, like in Thailand, I got hurt and I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I got like a reality check. I was like, oh, I guess I am a small person,
Hey.
I am small.
Yeah. But that's what Jiu Jitsu was created for, I guess. I don't know. As I do it more and more, I'm like, maybe not. Like,
I know. Dude, even I'm just like, is this a scam? No, like it's not.
Great marketing by the Gracies.
For sure, like for sure.
Nailed it. That first UFC event. There's a few female purple belts in India, like you're one of them. And I was there when you got your purple belt last year. It felt like a really special moment. I'm glad I showed up on that day. It was a period where I wasn't really training. I would come here and there. I would only come to IJ to lift a lot of those times. And I just happened to be there. And that was the day. Talk to me about that. What did that feel like, getting your purple belt?
I didn't expect to get it then. So I got it last Jan. Yeah, last year, January. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Jan or Feb. I think it was Feb.
Yeah. It was something like the first 2 months of the year.
It might have been Jan. I don't remember.
Even I don't remember.
Early of the year.
sometime last year, early.
Yeah.
I got it. And I didn't expect to get it because I had 3 stripes on my blue belt. So it's like, I was like, oh, I'll get my
one more stripe.
I'll get my 4th stripe and then he'll give it to me maybe like 6 months down the line or whatever. But yeah, so it was cool to get it. But like every time I've gotten or like quote unquote achieved something, you kind of already know before that you're a certain level or you're capable of something. So I had just done trials maybe 3 months before getting promoted, and I got to train in Singapore with like a black belt, and I got to train with a lot of purple belts and brown belts in Singapore. And I was like, oh, cool, I can hang with these people, or like you can kind of gauge your level in the room. Level. Yeah. So I was already like, okay, cool, I'm pretty happy with my progress.
So far.
So when I got the belt, it was just like, it felt like it was not for me. It's something for people to like see. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. Like now everyone knows you're a purple belt.
Yeah.
But you kind of already felt like I am that level.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm fairly skilled now.
Yeah.
But since I've gotten it, that's all people kind of know me for as well. Yeah. Like, I walk into Flamingo for the first time, they're all like,
purple belt
like it is a mythical like purple belt and
unicorn.
Yeah, and I'm just like, damn, people really care, so much.
It does.
Yeah.
The belt system, like you could debate that just different ways people get promoted, whether it's like it's legit or not. Like, I don't know. I think it's really relative.
Yeah.
The entire belt system. And I'm sure if you had to promote people, you would have your own way of doing it. But personally, I kind of like it. Like, I'm a kind of person who I like to have a goal and chase towards it. So when I started, I was like, oh, a blue belt, that's huge, dude. Like, Jiu Jitsu, he has one of those videos where I don't know, he talks a lot of shit, but
so sad.
Yeah, but I follow him I still follow him, but not as much.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So the blue belt is kind of like the ocean. Everyone starts off as like crabs, and then you like walk towards the crab. So this is what I'm talking about. He gives a lot of metaphors and idioms about jiu-jitsu. So you walk towards the ocean, and as a white belt, you're kind of like a crab walking towards, and then you reach the blue ocean, and then you realize it's an ocean.
Yeah.
And then in that way,
yeah.
it's kind of what it felt like. So then, yeah, I got my blue belt, and then I was like, now what? Like it felt special, but after that, then I kind of felt like I had a target on my back, and now I ran. Like people were rolling harder with me than they ever have.
Yeah.
And then there's this one guy, Chigozi from IJJ.
Call out Farhan.
I feel like he would roll hard, but then he took it up a notch. He's like, okay, you're a blue belt now. So am I. And he just like.
Dude, he would want to roll with me all the time. And I'm like the smallest, okay? And he's like a jack dude. And he'd be like, Nat, from the other side of the room.
Want to roll?
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I actually don't want to roll. Yeah.
Yeah. Farhan, I'm sorry, but I've refused him for rolls here and there. Like days I'm just not feeling up to it. Like it would take effort to roll with someone like Chigozi. But yeah, that was like my first roll. As soon as I got my blue belt,
he held first roll.
Both of my collars. He's like, let's do it, Wayne. But it's fun. Yeah. I'll roll to you again someday, Chigozi, but not today.
Damn.
Not now. You said now it feels like that's what people know you for.
Yeah.
It's also because there's barely any purple belts.
For sure, yeah.
Purple belts in general in this country.
Yeah.
And you're one of them. Like, do you think that's just going to be more and more now? Like someday you'll get your brown belt, someday you'll get your black belt.
Yeah, like I think when I started, firstly, I didn't even have any intention to make it like my life. But I always knew, like when I started, like, oh, this is something I'm going to do forever. And I'm going to get my black belt in it.
Someday.
And so like that's been, I don't think about the belts in between. I'm just like, I know like 10 years down the line,
it'll happen.
It will happen. It should happen. If it doesn't, fine. But that's something that since I started, I was like, oh, I started when I was like 20. And I was like, oh, by the time I'm 30, I should have a black belt.
10 years, right? Yeah. They give that timeline.
And I'll be like, okay, cool. I'll be a 30-year-old, 31-year-old black belt. That's what
cool.
I thought.
Dude.
We'll see if it happens.
We met, I'm not sure if you remember it, but 2021.
I don't remember it at all.
I remember it really well. I don't know why, but it's etched in my memory. Like, I just moved to Bangalore. And I've always heard of Institute of Jiu Jitsu as like the place to train. And I kind of knew where you guys were training, like in Frasertown, but then I obviously never got to go there. Went to the Sadashiv Nagar one. I think I texted the Instagram channel, hey, I'm coming over. I don't know who replied. Someone did. But I just went over on one of the Saturdays. And I'm not sure if I asked you to roll or you asked me, but we were rolling, okay? We went at it on like that corner end of the mat. And then I wasn't sure what to expect, but it was gi. So I knew you were a blue belt.
Oh, damn.
And I kind of like knew like you would be good. I didn't know who you were, obviously. You were just like tossing me around and just like taking the fight me. And then somewhere in the middle, you're like, are you okay with leg locks?
That's so
no one's ever got me into a leg lock.
So embarrassing. Oh my god.
And I was like, yeah, of course I'm okay with leg locks. Why wouldn't I be okay with leg locks?
Were you even training before that?
I was training for like 3-4 months.
Okay, now I'm starting to remember.
Yeah, no one's ever footlocked me before that. Or heel hooked, knee bar, nothing, basically.
I shouldn't have been heel hooking you in the gi, firstly.
I don't think you did.
Okay, good.
So this is what happened. You're like, are you okay with leg locks? I was like, yeah, of course I'm okay with leg locks.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you know what? Never mind. I'm not. And then you just proceed to take my back and strangle me. And then I was like, okay. That's kind of why I remember it so well.
Can I swear? Oh my god, but like that's messed up, dude. What the hell?
You can swear.
Yeah, I was just damn.
Yeah. Like I'm never forgetting this.
Yeah.
I just swear.
No, I think I remember you for now. I'm remembering because you were like, oh yeah, I got into it because of my uncle.
Yeah.
Right? And then you were like, oh yeah, I've been lifting and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
No, but I remember like, so there's this meme in Jiu Jitsu where like if someone rolls with a girl, they'll be like, thank you for the role, because they can't believe that like a girl just like whooped them. He was that guy, and I remember because I remember because he messaged me on Instagram. He's like, thank you for the role, like I've never like.
Dude, that was like, I think it's the first time I ever like rolled with a girl.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's what he said, and I think
female partners to roll with, and like, I was a heavier guy, I think back then. Like I was at least 76, 77, and I just didn't know what to expect. Then,
that's so funny. I'm like, are you okay?
And then no one's ever asked me that question before. Are you okay with leg lock? If it's a guy, they'll just go for it. Like apologize later. And then I was like, yeah, of course. And you said, you know what? I'm just gonna strangle you.
That's so funny. Like I wonder how many other people have like stories like this that I just don't know about.
Now we have it documented forever. And then after the roll, I was like, so how did I do?
What did I say? Did I say anything?
You said, I remember this. Hey, you're not spazzy.
That's a compliment. That's a compliment.
Yeah, at least for a 3-4 month beginner.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, sure. I'll take that. Yeah, and then we just went home after that. And I was like, I got to join this gym.
Cool.
And a year later, I kind of did. And then we had many more rolls after that.
Yeah,
and
we rolled a lot after.
You're, I think, one of the only people who, like, after each roll, you would give me these tips, like, hey, you do this better.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. And I would immediately, like, implement all of that. And I would see instant results of, like, getting better. Like,
you would try the things I told you?
Of course.
Wow.
Because mostly after rolls, like, you just move on. Right? People would just go there separate. Like, Chigozi would just smash me and then he would go.
He's like, yes.
Hey, I love you, dude, Chigozi. But I'm just making a comparison here. I would ask you, though. Like, you wouldn't just give me, like, unsolicited advice. I would be like, hey, what do you think? How do I do? Was this... Like, I wouldn't roll with you too regularly. I would, like, once a month. Or, like, during camp, maybe, like in the peak week or something. And you'd be like, hey, you did this well, but you could do this better. Or, like... you'd get me in a crucifix a lot. You'd be like, you could escape it like this. And I would use that and I would get better. Especially coming up, like, you could feel intimidated by a lot of the higher belts or like people who have been doing it longer. But even though you were a higher belt, you always seemed super approachable. I was doing this wrestle up thing and you were like, you did that well. But
I was literally just thinking that. I'm like, I remember when you started wrestling up and I was like, that was when I felt like you improved like your bottom game. It just gets, all these things get lost. Like in the abyss, because it's just part of the grind and you forget it. Now you're like reminding me and I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen. Yeah, that did happen. And I remember you growing and I remember you asking me questions and like, wow, you listened to it. That's awesome.
I mean, like, it helped me a lot. Like, it's at least in the progress part of it. But you've been training for at least like half a decade now, right?
Yeah.
If not longer.
Like I started when like 6 years ago, 7 years ago now. Yeah.
Got it. Talk to me about your jiu-jitsu timeline. Okay. Like, I would assume growing up, you probably didn't even know this martial art existed.
No, dude.
Like all of us. But somehow now it is your career. It's how, it's what you're going to be doing all the time. It's how you're going to like make money a lot of the times. And just, it is your life now. Talk to me about how you discovered it. How do you find jiu-jitsu?
I was very into drawing growing up. Like, so that was what I would do. And I would like full hardcore, like closeted. And I was not closeted. I was like very into anime, very into comic books. And that's all I would do. And I would watch people play during like PE or like PD. And I'd be like, oh my God, like these Neanderthals, like these people who just want to move. And I would be like...
back in Singapore.
Yeah, or like just growing up, I was against like moving around for whatever reason. I don't know why. I was like, they can't even enjoy their mind. They have not explored their mind to like have fun, you know? And
intellectual supremacy.
Literally, I was like the worst.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they don't have good taste in like art. At like 13, I'm thinking this. And then I think in school, I played a little football because my friends were super athletic. So they would like kill it at sports. And then they were like, they just need another girl for the team. Come. And then I was like,
what position would you play in football?
I've played all three. So I started and I was like, I have 2 left feet. Because clearly I was against moving my body. So but when I started, I was like a defender. And then I think I really sucked. Okay, like I just sucked. Obviously, like...
Dude,
I was
starting
like,
out.
yeah,
A
and
white
then,
belt at football.
literally, and not just that, I wasn't moving my body. I was just on my computer the whole day. And
Sure.
then I got like, there was some like fire lit under me. I'm like, I can't suck. I own gold once in a match.
Oh man,
Do you know what
that's
that is?
embarrassing. Of course,
Dude, I
mean-
cried fully and I was like,
Damn.
I'm a disappointment to the team.
Yeah.
And then I practiced like really hard. And then I think I became a midfield at some point, and then I was a striker at some point.
That is
Yeah.
the focus, the place you want to be. Like, at least
Yeah.
a striker.
It was fun.
Score
Yeah.
any goals?
Yes.
Wow.
And I still remember it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a moment. And my friends, they were like the top. Like they were the best. So they were, you pass the ball to them, so they score. And then once it was like the three of us were the strikers.
Yeah.
And the team was passing to us, and I scored a goal, and we all lost our
Holy
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Do you celebrate like after the goal, like you know?
Yeah. I still
crazy?
remember it because,
Okay.
dude, I owned gold before. I
Yeah.
owned gold, and
Redemption.
now seriously. And then my coach gave like a most improved, like those
Wow.
mini little
Yeah,
footballs.
yeah.
So I got one of those.
You still have that?
No.
Oh man.
Yeah. But like practice was just like once a week. It wasn't like a hardcore thing. But that got me into like moving my body, or like I got to experience a team competition and like that kind of thing for the first time. Yeah. And what was the question?
How did you find jiu-jitsu? So football? The
How did I
entire
find jiu-jitsu?
journey
Yeah,
up to
so
that.
at least then I understood like, okay, moving your body can be fun, or like sports is fun.
Yeah.
And after, I think in 12th grade.
They're not complete Neanderthals.
Yeah. No, now my opinion has like completely
Yeah.
changed, like
Yeah.
about movement and like moving your body.
I think it's both necessary. Like,
Yeah, I think the magic, the witchcraft happens when both are together, or
Together,
when
both.
you like achieve flow, or like
Man.
I think of it as like magic, you know. But
It's deep.
yeah, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
sharing my inner
Yeah,
thoughts about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in 12th we all got super fat from board exam stress.
Okay.
And after that, I was like, okay, I want to get back in shape. And I was looking for, like, I was like, okay, I'll try out the gym. And then 2 weeks into like trying to like do gym stuff, I was like, I don't give a
Not
shit.
for me.
Yeah, like I was like, I don't care about like I don't care that much about looking good, you know. Like I need to, but I need to be healthy. So I had to like trick myself into working out. And then I saw like one of those like group fitness classes,
Right.
and they were saying like, oh, some self-defense, some like MMA or something. Just group fitness classes.
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
I went for it, and I actually found it here in
Okay. In
while
Bangalore.
visiting Bangalore and my grandparents.
Does that place still exist? Like-
No, I think it was a cult though.
Oh man.
Dude, I think it was a cult back in like 2018,
Damn.
2017. Dude, yeah. My
Cult.
origin story is cult.
Cult got you into jiu-jitsu.
I know, dude. Cult got me.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
that is like many layers of
Yeah,
like.
dude.
did
It was
cult
football. Now it's cult.
Now
That
it's
is
a cult.
true.
Huh?
That is true. Like
Yeah.
just
Dude, and cult also wasn't as big as it was now.
now it's everywhere.
Dude,
It's
yeah,
taken
and
over.
like back when I was, it
Like-
was like a bootleg thing. Like I was thinking about this like podcast yesterday, and I was like, dude, I think that facility was a cult. And I
Man.
mean, like, not a real cult, but
One of those cults.
One of those cults, yeah.
Franchised.
dude, that's
something.
deep. But
Okay. So you go for a group class,
mhm,
self-defense,
yeah,
and
it was just fitness, dude. It was some
fitness.
bootleg fitness. Okay.
Where does the jiu-jitsu part come in?
Huh?
Do that.
No. Okay, now it comes in because the guy who was teaching the class did jiu-jitsu in Singapore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is very random. I was not
that's
meant
like-
to do this, or I was meant to do this, but the guy teaching the class did jiu-jitsu in Singapore, and he was a blue belt.
Wow.
So he was like, I was like, okay, my vacation's over, I gotta go,
Gotta
but
go
this was
back.
like a fun class. And then he was just like, okay, go to this gym.
What gym did he
It
mention?
was Pharma, Fitness and Martial
Oh, okay.
Arts. That's where I got
That's
my
where
blue
you got
belt.
your blue belt. I
Yeah.
remember your gi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I still have that gi, but I went back home, and then I joined Pharma. And
that was that.
then I got into jiu-jitsu because those were actual jiu-jitsu classes. No offense to cult. No.
Origin story
Yeah.
of Nat.
Yeah.
Started at Pharma.
Mhm.
What was your first class like?
My first class, I have a picture of my like first class because they give you a gi and like it's all like open and the belt is all tight, like messed up. It's like super cringe.
Okay.
And I thought I was like so cool. I'm like, look at me, I'm like a martial artist.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it was like Spider Guard or something.
Okay.
I don't know what was happening, but at this point it was just like I was very engaged the whole time. And by the end of it, I'm like, whoa, it was a workout and I didn't even know. So I was very mind blown by that. So then I would just keep...
You just kept going?
Yeah, but it started off very slow, maybe twice a week. And then I took like a long break twice. My jiu-jitsu timeline is very weird.
Okay.
Clearly,
there's been breaks.
Yeah, there's been like long breaks.
Yeah.
And within those long breaks, I've gained 10 kilos and become very fat.
Okay.
And then I start jiu-jitsu.
Start training again.
And then
off.
I lose all of that. And then suddenly I'm like, it makes no sense. Yeah.
Hey, I think when you're doing something for this long,
Yeah.
there's going to be breaks. And you have to be okay with that. Like, I've made peace with that. Like, life happens, right?
For sure.
And sometimes it's so hard that it's just not an option anymore, and that's fine. Like it's not everything, I guess, unless you're like, for you it would be everything.
But like, no, the lesson now is that it isn't everything.
It isn't everything.
It shouldn't ever be
You should
everything.
have other things.
Yeah, you should have other things.
Yeah.
And there are phases in time where it's only that. But
that's okay.
I think you can improve more when it's more than that.
I agree.
That's what I truly feel. Yeah.
Like balance, but there's going to be phases where the balance is off. And that's the entire part of the journey.
Yeah.
So you're training at Pharma. And then you move from Singapore to India.
And I moved this is like how like when I knew belts don't matter. Or I didn't care for the belt at all. It was just my hobby.
How long did it take you to get your blue belt?
Like, I think it took me a little less than 1.5 years.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah. Like,
comparatively.
So, no, but this is different. Also, Rohit takes like long to give belts in general. Outside of India, within 2 years, you're getting your blue belt.
2 years is average.
Yeah, 2 years is like max. If it's like you're getting it after 2 years, that's a bit
like
delayed.
Something probably happened there.
Yeah, like maybe you took a break or something. For me, I had trained like 3 months. Then I took like a 7-8 month break, got super fat. And then I had like maybe 7 months before I came to Bangalore for college. So in those 7 months, I didn't have anything to do.
Okay.
That's when I started training every single day.
Okay.
And then by the end of that stint, I got my blue belt and I lost 10 kgs.
Wow.
And 1 week after getting my blue belt in Singapore, I was in IJJ.
Okay.
Yeah. And in IJJ, it was like people who've been training for like 3-4 years full time wearing white belts.
This was back when even Rohit was a blue belt, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, right.
No. Rohit had just got
got his purple belt from
like
Yuri
a week
Simoes.
before. Yeah, like a week before I got there.
Fresh purple belt.
I was like, thank God. Like that would have been so embarrassing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But like all of the OGs right now, they would probably be white belts.
They were white belts. And I came in and I'm like, I'm from Singapore. And I walk in with my blue belt. Everyone was like, who is this?
Yeah.
And what's going on? And I was like, and I had known coming into it because I had seen their page and stuff. I'm like, oh, these guys are really good. They've been doing this for many years. And they've been doing it full time. So I knew going in that like I didn't give much importance to the belt at all. But for them, because they hadn't been promoted and things like that, it was important.
It was.
Yeah. And then I got smashed.
I think that's all of our story. IJJ.
Yeah. But I was okay with it. I was like, whoa, they're so good.
And you started training?
Yeah.
It got so good.
There's so much more.
Did you train at other places in the country?
I think, I went to WC for like 3 months.
Warriors Cove.
Yeah, I went to Sea Leverage and then I stayed for like 2 months after that. So I was there for 3 months.
I was editing Piyush's video.
You saw me?
Like, the leverage content basically. I was like trying to find things.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I know this person. And I paused, that's Nat.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. So you trained at Warriors Cove?
Yeah, I trained for like 3 months.
Anywhere else?
In India? No.
Thailand?
Yeah. I got it. This time I went to Thailand. I actually went for like a separate vacation after competing last year. And I trained at Arete and I trained in Bangkok and I trained at Phuket Grappling Academy at Phuket. Yeah. And those were awesome experiences. Awesome.
I heard Arete is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, everyone says that, like the place to be in Thailand.
It's like, Arete is like, both gyms have like completely different vibes. Arete it's more like gi oriented, but there are a lot of like no gi guys who come in or professional MMA guys and they come during open mat and they train, they do their own thing.
Nice.
I got to train with like a couple of female black belts
I saw
in
that
Arate.
Instagram post.
Yeah, I like cold DM'd one of them.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Hi, I'm Natasha. I'm a purple belt from India. Can I please come train with you?" And she
Yeah.
was cool enough to say yes.
Yeah.
She literally trains and chills with the top girls in Jiu Jitsu in the world.
In the world?
Yeah, and
Wow.
she trained at AOJ for a year
Okay.
just before moving to Bangkok.
Okay.
So I was following her already, and she was like, I'm moving to Bangkok. Like, oh, I'm leaving. I'm moving to Bangkok. And that was just when I was going for vacation.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, so I just DM'd her.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and I got to train with a couple of black belts.
Good roles?
Yeah, it was incredible.
Epic.
Like, yeah.
Best gyms you've trained at?
I don't think I've trained at many gyms, but the one that stands out to me or like made the best impression was Phuket Grappling Academy. For Arate, I stayed a bit longer because I wanted to train with these girls. In Phuket, I just went to check it out. And
Sure.
I did one session and I loved it so much. Like it was, I loved the way it was structured. I liked the attitude. And we all got like drenched in sweat by the end of it. Yeah. And the space looks beautiful.
That's number one for you, like best memory, best gym you've trained at so far. You're going to be training in so many other places now.
For sure.
And then
for me, it's like way less about the gym and more about the people I'm training with. So it's
makes it special.
Yeah. So it could be anywhere. Like right now, I'm training both at Flamingo and Kaizen.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's cool. Like
It's cool.
I don't think it's so. Yeah, it's an interesting experience not to be like just at one spot. And I get to go like see how different people are training. I get to take my training partners at different places.
Different coaching styles.
Yeah.
That's super different everywhere. Some gyms are like comp focused and like that way, and some gyms kind of just want to take a chill and just like have jiu-jitsu like as a part of their life. Like,
for sure.
Cool. So we've heard it from Nat, her favorite gyms, her jiu-jitsu timeline. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back. Hey everybody, welcome back to the second section of this podcast. Let's talk about female representation in jiu-jitsu. Like I've been in the sport for like at least 3 or 4 years now, gaps in between. The ratio of males to female athletes in most of these sports, but I'm aware of it, especially in jiu-jitsu, because I've been in multiple jiu-jitsu gyms across the country. It's way off. There's even something like 3:1 or 4:1 isn't good enough. Sometimes it's like as bad as one female, not even an athlete, just someone who's come to like try the class or something, who comes and just does a class, and then you probably won't see her again after that. Like
gone.
She's gone. Why is the ratio so off? And what can we as male athletes or just like men in gyms do better to make this problem go away?
I mean, that's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question.
Yeah.
Let's take it like one at a time. Like, why is this even a problem? What can we do better?
We were just talking about this,
Yeah.
like off camera, and like a lot of good points got brought up. Can I mention your name? Yeah. So like Cassandra's right here, and she was just mentioning about how she doesn't want to do a class because she has to be in close contact with like a bunch of strange men.
Yeah.
It's not just even men you know, it's like strange random men and like you're getting sweaty and then like sweat's going in your eye and you're like, why? I can just go for like a dance class. I was lucky enough to find it when I was younger and much more naive about the world and didn't care as much. So I was able to stick through it. But even if I had like not found it, and I'm the age I am right now, and I've seen how much of the world I've seen, I don't think I'd be interested in joining and like, being around some sweaty.
To think of a world that would have existed that where you wouldn't have found jiu-jitsu. It's just a shame, man.
That's
like,
so sweet.
And how many Nats probably like exist right now who never found the sport and could never actually like be influenced by jiu-jitsu and get better. It's just sad to think about.
Yeah.
What can men do better?
what can men do better? Yeah, we were just discussing like, oh, we'll make a list of like what are the things that men can actually do better. And then we landed on like just treat us as human beings. You know, we are human beings too, you know. That's and that gets lost, unfortunately. That just gets lost. Yeah, just some basic respect. I think you do a really good job, in fact. Or like I've always felt like you were respectful of me in the gym, or even now, you know.
A role is a role. A gym is a gym.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get whooped regardless of if it's men, women, child, older person. So yeah, I kind of see it equally, but I can't like imagine not doing that. You know, like I've always kind of done that. And it's the same with lifting. Like coming from my background, like I wasn't always doing jiu-jitsu. I was into powerlifting, and something instilled really early on is like I was part of a team when I was like maybe 14 or 15 of powerlifting athletes back in my hometown in Calcutta. And there was this one female who was like way stronger than me, like in everything. And right from back then, I was like, oh, damn, like I only squat like maybe 40, 50, but she could do 100, 120. And my coach back then, he told me like, hey, like men and women, they are equal on like lower body strength, but it's up in upper body strength where men are usually just the way we are built.
Yeah.
It's like a movement like a bench press. A man would be just basically way stronger than a woman. When a squat and deadlift, pretty much equal. Like at least in the when you're starting out and even potential wise. But to me that was huge because like athletically at least like men and women are equal on that front. We could put the effort. There's a lot of female powerlifters who are like way stronger. Then you come to jiu-jitsu and then you get my first role with you. Like that was like an eye-opener, right? Like there's this lady, Nat, who is 25 kgs lighter than me. And basically just, I think you submitted me at least 4 or 5 times in that like 5-minute round. So one submission every minute. You were not even trying. You asked me if I'm good with leg locks. I said I'm good. So there was a whole array of lower body submissions you ignored. To just like, you kept getting my back, like armbarred me, triangled me. And I was like, okay, this could actually work. So it doesn't matter like what your gender is. Like you could just get skilled and get really good.
For sure.
But yeah, like other than that, like what do you think could be different in gyms in our country especially?
Like I was just thinking about it while you were speaking about how there is a different, like even though we are the same, like all humans are equal, we're all the same.
Yeah.
And I also do think that skill doesn't discriminate. Being skilled has nothing to do with your gender.
Right.
But there are differences, right? Like there are differences biologically,
of course,
in terms of like strength.
What I said about the upper body strength.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
It exists.
Or even just strength in general, like testosterone. I don't have as much of it.
Yeah.
And we all have like a cycle. There'll be like a week where we're just bleeding and like cranky. And like when I would like get my period, the guys are just like, oh, they're fighting. And I'm like, oh, I have to sit out. Or like I don't feel as strong, you know, and that's also a thing.
Yeah.
But I think just making space for like the female experience, like making space for the fact that someone is lighter than you or like not as strong. So don't like roll 100% to try to beat them. You know,
that's huge.
That's like a big thing as well.
Yeah.
And also don't go like so easy that no one gets anything from the round.
Like floppy. Like,
that also exists. And I'm like, dude, just do something.
Yeah, just like, I don't even know, just be technical, I guess. Just be normal.
Just be be normal. Like just be normal, but more than be normal, it's like, again, you don't want to treat a girl like a guy. It's just to like understand and make women feel comfortable in the space.
Use common sense.
Yeah, but like that's just not a reality at the moment. But things are so much better than how they were before. Yeah,
I'm optimistic. It could get better. Like that's a huge
for sure
thing we could work towards. And with Wicked.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Wicked Jiu Jitsu. All you girls, all you like 5% of girls watching this podcast right now, come or guys, send this to your girlfriends.
I was being like Like I think I expanded that number. I think it's close to like 2% or something. So not proud of. I'm trying to do better.
Sorry, calling you out over, like, you're doing such a good job. Just
Yeah.
having me on or like other girls on
Yeah.
makes a difference. And I was just telling Cassandra about how, like, initially when I started the classes, I didn't even want to do it because I didn't want it to be a gimmicky, like, oh, I'm a woman and we're doing like woman empowerment. And like, I'm like, I don't think that. I don't think we need like woman empowerment. Like, we're already cool, you know? But we just need a space.
Yeah.
And like, I would like for girls to like come in and train and not think about having to hug sweaty guys who would never even have the chance of being 1 to 2 inches of like a girl. And
Yeah.
yeah, like since whoa.
Well.
since I realized that, or I saw like the kind of students coming in, like I've had a 50-year-old student, like woman student,
Yeah.
and she would just come for my class because
Yeah.
she would come for the regular class as well, but then she only did my class because she can't do like hard rounds or like her needs are different. But I had like a 50-year-old woman doing jiu-jitsu with me. And in
That's crazy.
and in the same
That's
class, there was a 7-year-old girl.
Wow.
Yeah, so like a 7-year-old girl, 9-year-old girl, then a random girl in her 20s, and a 50-year-old
50-year-old?
and me. And we
Wow.
would just, that was like one
Yeah.
batch. Yeah.
That's pretty wicked.
It is.
That's pretty
It's wicked. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still optimistic. Like change can happen, and at least in our generation, like I hope by the time I'm like 67 years old, like this would have completely flipped. Like
Nah.
no, man, I hope so.
Do you know how trippy it is to be a human being and then be like, people just view you as like you were defined as property? That's wild. Yeah.
Man, that's pretty deep. Yeah.
Wayne's like, no more female talk. Like, let's end this here.
No, I mean, like, I kept this for a later section of the podcast, but since I brought it up and there was so much to say, I was like, let's just address it.
For sure.
Like, in the earlier stages. Wicked Jiu Jitsu, I'm optimistic about that as well. And I think you would be kind of the pioneer for something like that in this country. India, there's no other female only gym that exists right now, so you'll be the first one.
Yeah.
And if you set the example right, I'm sure there could be others that'll pop up in like maybe different parts where there are hot jiu-jitsu scenes or hot MMA scenes.
Yeah, I'd like to connect the girls who are already training together and for us to share resources and to get more girls. Like, I found it because it was a hobby. I didn't even, when I moved to India or met the IJJ guys, I didn't know who Gordon Ryan was. I didn't know there was like a competitive scene at all. I'm like, this is my hobby to like get fit, and I like it a lot. And when I came here, then I found out their instructionals. Then there's like a whole tournament scene. And these guys were like already like, you don't know who Gordon Ryan is?
You don't know who Gordon Ryan is?
Yeah, and I'm like, who? And I'm like, who are these? Why do you know these like people in the US? Like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So like people should be able to come for a class just to learn jiu-jitsu for what it is and like have a good time and like go back to your regular life. And
like have a life other than this.
Yeah, and if you want to take it seriously, there's so many gyms around Bangalore where you can like, you want to be a competitor, you go like,
Bangalore's a great spot.
It is a good spot
to like do this if you like want to do it. Piyush was talking about as well, like there'll be other places that'll pop up across the country eventually, but right now it's kind of just like it's very saturated in Bangalore and maybe Delhi and some other. Northeast has a good scene as well. Yeah. The Northeast region. Female athletes. Do you have athletes you look up to? Like locally, internationally, like
jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Or other sports, I don't know, but jiu-jitsu in particular.
Yeah.
Indian athletes, international athletes.
Okay. Wait, let me pull out my list.
Who inspires you?
Yeah, let me shout out the Indian athletes first, or like the Indian jiu-jitsu girls. Like, for me, it's anyone, honestly, like my inspiration is usually the people I train with. And that's how it's been for me through the years.
Yeah.
And then comes like people I watch online.
Yeah, sure.
So right now I'd say like the Flamingo girls.
Shout them out.
Yeah, shout out Rachna, shout out Shravani, shout out the other girls at Flamingo. Shout out Aishwarya. Like Aishwarya is like a good friend and like she's killing it.
She's killing it in the
dude.
scene, right?
She's really killing it.
IBJJF tournaments.
And she's very, very good.
She is.
Yeah. So shout out Angel. shout out to Rochelle. Like right now, at least shout out Nicole, shout out Arya, like my students.
So many.
Yeah. Like now there are many more girls that are training in general, even though like it's been like not as many when I was coming up. Like when you were saying the only girl in the gym, like I think in the advanced batch at IJJ it was just me.
Who else was there? There was nobody.
It was just me, and I was losing it.
Yeah.
Like for like sometime it was like, okay, Nat Geo for the male mentality. So I would sit around and I would just observe like how guys talk to each other, what are they saying, what kind of jokes, trying to understand the psyche of men.
Yeah.
And then after I feel like I got a fairly good picture of it, I was like...
Didn't take you long, no?
No. I was entertained for quite a while. And then there was a point where I'm like, I need to be around some girls ASAP. I'm becoming weird. You know, like it's not normal to like be around guys this much. And it will affect me in some way. So then I like started seeking out like female friends, and then like this class became super important to me. Yeah. And it's a vibe. It's a vibe when like, say now like Rachna comes or like Rochelle comes and we're just practicing technique amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
And you're so used to getting information or knowledge, at least in jiu-jitsu, from a guy.
Yeah.
You know, like legit technique. That's what you're used to.
Yeah.
And like just seeing us discover stuff, try, exchange ideas amongst like ourselves, like it's changed something for me as well, you know, just to see that, just for that to happen. So it's exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Indian Jiu-Jitsu people.
Yes.
Are there more people on this list?
Yeah.
Who you would like to shout out?
I was thinking about it. Wait, let me just open my phone.
Yeah, sure.
Because right now, no one's on my mind as such. But over the years, there have been many girls I've been following. No one's asked me this question. On all these podcasts, name your favorite female UFC fighter. Name your favorite champion. Oh, I don't know, bro.
Dude.
I don't know. Like, how do you not know one? Like, how do you not know one? That's embarrassing. That is just embarrassing. But yeah, obviously, like, Fionn, Brianna, like when I first started, Fionn was just coming up. So seeing her run to the top, it was legendary.
It's incredible.
If she beats like Adele, do you guys know who Adele is?
That match got cancelled.
Yeah,
she got injured.
That's so sad. That would have been legendary.
Would have been.
Yeah, but if Fionn wins that, she's GOAT in Jiu-Jitsu for sure.
We'll see it at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah. I liked Brianna when she was coming up. Liz Clay. Do you know these guys, Wayne? I mean, these girls. Oh,
man. I know Fionn. I thought you would name Mackenzie Dern at some point.
Oh, yeah. Why do you know Mackenzie Dern, huh? For her jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
But there was a girl named... Okay, I guess I should explain. But like, there was a girl named Grace Kundrum.
Okay.
And when I was... Like, she's from 10th Planet. She's like this small... I watch small girls as well.
Sure.
I'm a small girl.
Yeah.
Okay, and I hope people watch me someday.
But
she's from 10th Planet. She's a beast. I like Tubby, Alex Nguyen from Standard Jiu-Jitsu, and I like Nadia Franklin. Everyone's like tuning off as I'm saying these names.
I'm going to keep popping up these. I'm going to find these people.
They're like,
just pop their faces
like,
so that
who?
you know.
And I got to train with, after trials, I got to train with Margot Ciccarelli. And she won Euro trials and she competed at ADCC. So like, experiencing a female, she was the first time I trained with a female black belt.
Right. This is the one in Thailand.
No, this was in Singapore.
Okay.
After trials. Same thing. Cole DM'd her, like,
sure.
She was in Singapore for maybe 2-3, like a week after I was there. And I was like, hi, can I come train with you, please? Yeah. And she was like nice enough to. And I got invited to a separate training session with her. Oh, and now the guys will care. Joseph Chen was in this training session.
Joseph Chen.
Oh, we know Joseph Chen.
Joseph Chen.
Yeah. Joseph Chen was in this training session. Yeah. Kenta was in this training session.
Kenta.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We need a fight, man, right now. But yeah, like I got to be a part of that training session because of her. And so she has to be there on this list.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm like elite. Like that was just some elite jiu-jitsu I got to like
anyone on like the MMA scene? Like who inspires you? Like I was watching one of Fion's podcasts just to like prepare for this one.
Yeah.
So she spoke about someone who is currently kind of hated in the scene, Ronda Rousey.
Oh.
But she used to be loved.
Yeah.
And
dude, I remember that.
Yeah, and Fion's a huge fan of Ronda just because of like she was kind of a pioneer for women's rights, women's pay, a big part of that.
Yeah.
And just all around judo athlete, transition to MMA.
Yeah.
Just great person to watch. Do you have like similar MMA people?
I mean, it's not Ronda, but like.
Do you like Ronda?
Huh? Like, I don't like the way she handled her loss.
That's the same thing. Fion said the same thing.
She said the same thing?
Exact same thing.
No, because.
She's like, she doesn't handle losses really
well.
you
need, if you're a champ, you gotta handle loss.
Like, yeah.
But I remember because I think my dad and I were like eating a burger. We were like eating a burger while like Ronda got a head kicked by Holly Holm.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that moment. And the UFC was so hyped because of Ronda and Conor.
Yeah, so, that moment.
Yeah, like that moment in time.
Section,
like what has happened? How have things changed? Like, but yeah, I don't like that kind of attitude. It's like not for me. But but it doesn't change the fact that she's like
overall
a pioneer, like a superstar. Yeah, you have to respect that.
Respect the fact.
For like female MMA fighters, I mean, Rayleigh is really cool. Like I know who they are, but like
but
there's no one who like stands out who I've loved like that. Who's a female MMA fighter for whatever reason. Also, because I was madly in love with like Adesanya during his rise. So
He's
I was
having
like,
a bad time,
all my eyes. Oh, let's not talk about it. I mean, we're not. I don't feel that way about him anymore, so it's
he can lose
fine.
as many times as he wants. That's fine. But
I mean, no. Anyways,
he's a legend.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah.
But yeah, no female MMA athlete yet who I love.
Okay, that's fair. All right, guys, we'll take a short break and then we'll be back for the final section of this podcast. See you in a bit. Nat, you've been doing this for a while, pretty long time. You're going to do it for a while longer. If you had to start again with everything you know now, would you do it differently?
Dude, for a second I thought you were talking about this podcast and I got so thrown off. Jiu Jitsu, yeah.
Jiu Jitsu, yeah. Not this episode. Yeah.
Of course, like, yeah. I've been asked.
Would you change anything? Like training, I don't know, everything outside of training.
Everything? I'm just kidding. But like, like I've been asked recently, like, oh, how did you get better? And I guess you're asking me the same thing. And how I try to make up for it is like when I teach my students, I try to show them what I would have liked to learn first.
Yeah.
And that's nice. It's fulfilling. But we were just talking about how most people have gotten better by
instructionals. Everyone says that.
And that's legitimate. Yeah. Like even like Joseph Chen is like known for getting that good by watching a lot of instructionals. And like Piyush has mentioned it. And like shout out Rishabh, I'll shout you out again. But I think how I got better like is I've been lucky enough to be surrounded by people who are a lot better than me in the room. I used to suck a lot. Yeah. And again, we were talking about people like you look up to and inspirations. And for me, because you get to see the day in and day out of the people you train with, to me, that's so much more inspiring and tangible than someone I see online.
Sure. You know them like, almost personally now.
Yeah.
Because you spend so much time with them. Would you change anything in your journey to make it different? I don't know.
No, I mean, I can't even if I tried.
Even if you tried, if you had a time machine, maybe. But you don't want to?
I don't think so. I don't think it works that way. You know? But like, would I? No, I wouldn't. But now I do realize like there were many things that could have been better or I wish were better.
Yeah.
But I do think like, oh, it's cheesy, but things happen for a reason and things play out a certain way for a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah.
But in terms of getting better, I think it's your training partners. So you need someone who like helps you mainly, like they're not trying to beat you up every round that you
have.
Just
use you as a rag doll.
Basically, so like someone who's like also invested in your growth and you work together to solve problems or like to show up consistently, to be accountable to each other. And again, for me, it was the people around me who were better. I would just try to like steal what they're good at.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would like see people in the room. I'll like assess what I think they're best at or they're known for something. And I'll be like, okay, I want that. Like, I want my top pressure like this guy. I want my like back takes like this guy. I want my wrestling like this guy. And I would just go and I would ask them.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? Show me.
Wow.
That's all I did. That's literally all I did.
You got better.
Yeah. And I got to take those skills because this person is literally hitting these moves on all the people in the room. That's all I
Tried
need.
and tested.
Yeah.
It works.
It definitely works.
Damn, dude. You're like kind of like a cyborg then. It takes the best things and now you're like an android.
Yay. But what was missing or like now in my journey is for me to like study instructionals and come up with what my own game is. Because now I feel like I'm an amalgamation of all these people that I've trained with and got to train with. And now I have to like put my own spin on it and make my own decisions.
That's really cool. That's a good spot to be though.
Yeah.
Because you kind of like, you know what you know and now you add your signature to it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
I think the biggest thing I learned from IJJ was like fundamentals in Jiu Jitsu. In terms of Jiu Jitsu, it like, I think Rohit has amazing fundamental.
He spoke about like how he got started with just crazy combatives.
I love crazy combatives.
In his room, I think he got a few friends over, just started like that.
Yeah.
Because when he was doing it, there was no one in the country doing it. So like he was a pioneer in that sense. And now you kind of get to be a pioneer with that.
And I think as a small person, the fundamentals matter so much.
Yeah.
Because I've always had to fight people bigger than me. And I can't try a lot of the fancy stuff just because of the size difference.
Sure.
But now I get to. There was one more thing I wanted to add, because I get people asking me this all the time when I teach a class or something, is that I think when like I had like a period where I grew a lot, and in that period I would have an intention for every class.
Sure.
So I remember once actually with you, the intention was like, because if you make a grip on me, it's really hard to break because you're so much stronger. You know?
Strong guy.
And I just couldn't like shout out Tyagi. I mean, you remember like
I haven't thought about Tyagi in a while.
Yeah, I know. But I remember him for his grip strength, and he would just make one grip on me and the whole round is over because I can't strip that grip. And now he doesn't care. He's beating me up. And I'm just like, what is the point of this round? I'm helpless. And then one day, like I was like asking people around, and I'm like, how do I deal with this? You know? And I think Rohit had mentioned like, okay, if someone makes a grip on you, see what you can do from there. Like them making the grip on you.
Okay.
So like if you make a grip on me, you're also connected to me in the same way I'm connected to you.
Sure.
So I have to like maybe like cut an angle or make use of that so that your grip is not as strong, or like you can't use it as effectively if I'm in a better position.
Yeah.
We don't have to go into the details of it.
Different.
But with you, I tested that out with you. I remember I tried it. I used you as like my testing subject.
Man,
and it was working.
It's not the first time someone used me as
and like I armbarred you. I remember I armbarred you with that grip, and I was like, whoa.
It works.
Yeah.
Damn. Prototype on Wayne.
Just randomly remembered that.
Crazy. So to get better at jiu-jitsu, have me in your training room. Use me as your prototype for moves. And
That's
you
so
could
funny.
get better. But talking about like rolling with me, Tyagi, or like bigger guys, strength is important, right? How have you approached S&C over the years? Things you did differently, things you believe in now. Do you like cardio? Like other than jiu-jitsu, do you like riding a bike? Like,
Hell no.
No?
No, like that. I mean, I like it because, okay, I don't like it.
You
I
don't
straight
like
up
cardio,
don't like it.
Not even something like swimming, which might be fun. Just
I should try swimming.
oh, okay.
But the only cardio like I've done is like we used to go to like Knuckles' place after our intense like jiu-jitsu session.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
then we'd like go ham on this bike, okay?
Oh, man.
We just
You and Debo, right?
Yeah, it was like
Two of
me
you.
and Devo literally every week. And we'd go ham on this bike, and it just felt like death. It just felt like actual death. But
Dude, that bike is so expensive. I've always wondered what does it feel like like riding on that? Because you saw the other one I have in the room, like 10,000-15,000, and it gets uncomfortable. Like it makes a noise sometimes. So what does it feel like riding on the bike? Good?
I don't know. That was my only like
Oh,
privileged.
you have nothing to compare it
It's
to.
my privileged experience.
You should try mine. You should buy mine. It's up for sale.
It has like stickers all over
yeah.
it.
You may or may not take off the stickers if you buy it. But cardio? No?
I like the effect cardio has on my jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Like gas tank.
Yeah.
Well,
it made a big difference.
It does.
It made a huge difference. Like that phase of training is one of the best, I think, phases of training, which you were also a part of.
I love that. I was so regular. I would always train. I'm biased. I like the strength training part more. I just like lifting.
Too.
I like lifting.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think I really fell in love with lifting during that phase.
And you didn't really like lifting before that? Like, not a big fan?
No, I'm just like, I just couldn't move my body. So I couldn't, like when I first started lifting, we were following Knuckles' program, but he wasn't in town. So it would just be...
Yeah.
It would just be like 3 of us in the evening.
That was when I was new to IJJ and you, maybe Ravi.
You remember this?
I remember everything.
Oh.
Like, it was you. I was enthusiastic, so I would come in the morning and evening. So in the evening, it was you, Ravi, Shreyant,
and Rohit.
Coach would be lifting intensely. And I think Saif and I would come and like just be rolling or something in the background. But
wow, you witnessed this.
I witnessed it,
yeah.
And then the guy came, Knuckle came, like coach you all in person. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll join this as well. And yeah, that was fun. I remember you doing pull-ups.
Yeah.
And
before my injuries.
You get back.
Yeah.
That's the thing with lifting. Like, if you're strong once, you can just get back all of that strength and get stronger. SNC, do you think it actually matters?
Oh, 100%. 100,000%.
Makes you better.
Forget better. At least for me, it had a huge impact because I was not connected. Like, I didn't play sports growing up. So my like mind-body connection wasn't strong. Or like, I just wasn't connected to my body in that way. So like there's like a legendary moment where I realized in a squat, like I would just tense my whole body while doing a squat. Yeah. And then one day I realized you can just use your legs. There was a day.
Oh, that's what's doing the movement for you.
Otherwise, everything's like, I'm trying to lift it. And then one day I was like, I just need to use my legs for this.
Wow.
And then I had this moment where I'm like telling Knuckle, I'm like, dude, why didn't you tell me this? And then I go back and then it like translated to my jiu-jitsu. Yeah, because it translated to jiu-jitsu as well. Because when you're playing guard, it's mostly your legs. So instead of tensing my whole body while playing guard, I just need some tension in my legs.
Wow.
So my guard actually improved
from
that. Yeah. I was like, you gotta use your legs only.
The squat made your
guard better.
No way. That's all I'm taking away from this podcast. That's what's going in the thumbnail. How the squat influenced this lady. Open guard? No, close guard, whatever.
No, I don't know, man.
Just guard.
Like, I was like, you have to use your legs?
Yeah. Why? Take that, Marcelo Garcia, who doesn't believe in lifting at all.
Oh, yeah?
He's just like, just train jiu-jitsu. Get better.
Just
train jiu-jitsu.
But I think more than just like strength, strength also matters. I think more than that, it's just to like keep injuries at bay. Like, especially as you get older. Or if you're doing it competitively, you need to lift. You have to be lifting. You're just going to get injured left, right, and center, and your joints are not going to be protected, and
you're just going to age.
It's a bad scene.
And,
don't do jiu-jitsu if you're not strength training. Like if competitively.
But even if you don't do jiu-jitsu, like lifting in general is so important. Like,
I love lifting.
It's amazing.
It is.
I can't wait to see you get back.
Me too.
Maybe we can lift together.
It's the most like. I love feeling like a meathead sometimes. Or like I'm like, I just need to like do better than I did yesterday. And then, and I'm just like, I just need to push a little harder.
Yeah. When I grew up, all I wanted to be was a meathead.
Yeah.
But now I think I've fallen a little short of that goal. But
what's up with guys and wanting to be meatheads?
It's like a cult thing. I don't know.
I was telling someone that we would all lift and then like, everyone gets like a pump from it and all the guys are like, like flexing and I'm just like standing there. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what are you doing?
A pump for me like blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because like, I honestly don't know like if a woman would like feel the pump as much as like a guy because I was like like skinny fat kid. I don't know, I was 13 and I was just doing push-ups in my room. And I was like, I'll just like keep going. Like my summer vacation, I'll just do like 30, then 50, then 100. Like one day I just did like 200 or 300.
Same.
And I felt jacked for like 1 hour. After that, I was like, oh, dude, like this is what it feels like.
Yeah.
And that lasted for 1 hour and then like just goes away. And I've just been chasing that feeling since.
Chasing the pump.
Yeah, but then like it just like it doesn't have the same effect anymore.
This is so random.
Yeah.
But when I was like, oh,
the pump.
Yeah, this is so random in general.
Now this is a Meathead podcast.
This is gonna get even more random.
Yeah.
Like when I first started jiu-jitsu, like in Singapore, like I'm unfit. Okay, I'm unfit. I don't know any like advice on how to get fit or build muscle, but I knew people take pre-workout.
Pre-workout.
So like I got pre-workout when I was
Which one did you get?
C2.
Oh my god. I think C4, right?
C4 something,
yeah.
okay? And it was like some watermelon flavored. Okay.
Oh, I've tried that.
And I'm like 20 years old, unfit. I have no idea. I'm eating McDonald's also at the same time before my class.
Okay.
And I take it before like a jiu-jitsu session in
like 30
in
minutes
Singapore,
before.
my hobby jiu-jitsu session. And I was just taking pre-workout for like a month or two, dude. And going to this class wired.
Yeah. So I have a funny pre-workout story as well.
Yeah.
Like I first discovered it. Like this is years after I started lifting. Like someone gave it to me. Like hey, try this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of done with it. It works too well. So I'm giving it away to you.
What?
So yeah. So I didn't know what they meant. So I took it. I took a scoop pre-workout and it hit me. I was walking to the gym.
Yeah.
And I felt like a superhero. Have you watched the movie Limitless?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was what it felt
Bradley
like
Cooper?
to me. Yeah,
Okay.
that one. There's a series as well, but I haven't watched that. The movie. I felt like I could do anything. That was the best gym session I've had up till that point.
Wow.
I was like, if I can feel like this, I just want to feel like this all the time. So I decided to take it before an exam. Okay.
No way.
So to give you context, like I would have bad anxiety before exams. And I wouldn't sleep the entire night. So I was as it is sleepy. So I was like, okay, it has caffeine in it. So I just like scooped it before the exam. It was like an accounting exam and I went in. And I was like pumped in the exam hall for just no reason. I was struggling to write.
Oh my God. Yeah, because it feels like pins and needles all over your body.
You get this like itchy feeling because of like the citrulline mallet behind your neck. So I was just like feeling itchy and I couldn't write in this exam. And yeah, I didn't do too well in the exam.
Why was I allowed to buy this?
Yeah.
Like, why are we allowed to just like consume
Legally.
this in public? I'm like,
this is one scoop.
Yeah.
Like there's people who do 2-3 scoops because it stops working. You build a tolerance, right? Like with caffeine.
Dude, I felt that even in my little. I feel like I was just straight up doing drugs.
One
I was
scoop.
like, oh, I just want to feel this before my jiu-jitsu workout. Like.
So that exam was the last time I ever had pre-workout. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just slept it off. I moved on with my life. But talking about your brain getting numb, let's talk about mentality a little bit. I've competed and I've always felt like I can't express my jiu-jitsu the same way I kind of can at the gym when no one's really watching me.
Yeah.
All eyes on me. I can't really like. It's different though. But with lifting, I prefer it when all eyes on me. I can perform. Then I can like squat anything. I can deadlift 220 like easily. But it's different. So I was watching this video where someone was like, for lifting, you got to get so much more hyped than you would for a jiu-jitsu match where like getting that hype wouldn't necessarily help you. What are your thoughts on mentality, your experience with psyching yourself up for calm? Do you still get anxious before competing against someone?
I don't think you ever...
Does that ever go away?
Never.
Man.
Like you hear people on like the top people on podcasts also talk about how like...
Anxious.
You're always anxious.
Someone like Nicky Ryan, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
just...
that's different though.
No?
I mean, no, I said like that's different. Like he gets very, very anxious.
Exactly. That's extreme.
Yeah, it is quite extreme.
Just normal level. How do you deal with it? Anxiety or...
Like, also like, this is just a question for you. Do you think you don't get nervous when you do a powerlifting meet because you've just been doing that for many
long?
years?
I've been doing relatively well in it.
Yeah.
Like I also like with powerlifting, if I can squat 180 in the gym, I know nothing's really going to change on the platform. Like I can probably do that. Like 99% I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm not scared about that. But with jiu-jitsu, there's so many other variables. Like if I can armbar someone in the gym, I don't even know who this guy is, who my opponent is. Then I'll look them up on like Smooth Comp or something, or like look their record, look them up on Instagram, and they just look so much more like intimidating. And there's other variables, so I guess it's a very mental thing. Like jiu-jitsu is harder, I would say, mentally than powerlifting. Yeah.
But you also like quote unquote been doing powerlifting for 10 plus years.
I would say maybe 6 years, gaps in between. Right now I'm not, but 6 years. But it's, yeah, you could argue I've been doing it longer, but it's a very I'm sorry, powerlifter, but it is kind of meathead. You know how much you lift. You get it from A to B. You do it.
Right.
But with jiu-jitsu, there's a lot of other variables that you have to account for.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't even know if a pre-workout would help before like a jiu-jitsu competition.
I'm starting to feel like I took a pre-workout before my first ever match, which I lost also. It's because of the pre-workout. I'm just kidding.
Blame the pre-workout. Was it Muscle Blaze?
No, it was the same. It's the same. I had like one box. I hope I didn't buy more than that.
Yeah.
I think I stopped. I was like, this is an addiction. Like, what is this? But for like competition, I also feel that way. Like, where I can just do so much better in the gym.
If you just a little... Oh, yeah, at the gym.
Yeah, at the gym. Like when I'm generally just conscious of like people's attention. But when I first started, like say in the first 2 years of competing and things like that, I had a very pivotal moment where I was in a good position and I was uncomfortable with being in a good position.
Okay.
And I allowed...
Mount?
I was in like side control, top side control. And I allowed like a regard to happen.
Okay.
And I felt more comfortable losing or defending. And I feel like, maybe something about a jiu-jitsu competition reveals something about your character.
Okay.
Or how you deal with high pressure situations.
That's interesting, dude.
Yeah. You know, that's why maybe you find it different from... because it's a fight, and it's a fight. You see
who you really are in those moments.
You do, and how you fare against that kind of like high pressure situation, and it's a zero-sum game. There's one loser, there's one winner.
Yeah.
You know.
And it'll always kind of be that way. Like if you win, someone would have to lose.
Yeah.
There has to be a loser.
Like, and there are many things that go into like to being the one and not the zero. You know, there's so many things that could hold you back and like things like that. So it became a mission for me to just try to get better at competing, because that's a very different skill than being good at jiu-jitsu. You can be good at jiu-jitsu and not be good at competing. You can also be really good at competing and not be that skilled at jiu-jitsu. You know J-Rod?
Yeah.
So J-Rod's like a really good example of someone who didn't have as much jiu-jitsu knowledge, but is a really, really good seasoned competitor. Or
Wrestling
Nikki Rod.
background.
Yeah, because
that helps.
They've had like many, many competitions, you know, like Nikki Rod. I'm talking about Nikki Rod.
I think he spoke about having like over 200 matches before he turned 18.
Yeah.
So
you just learn like the terrain, you learn what comes with it.
You were talking about mentality and how you feel like you've kind of mastered the art of winning. Like you figured out how to win.
Mastered is a bit much.
You figured out how to win.
Definitely.
Right?
I think I'm on to something. Okay. Compared to 4 or 5 years ago, definitely.
It's gonna happen.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's an event.
Yeah.
But yeah, compared to 4 or 5 years ago, I definitely feel like I'm starting to understand how to win. And like there are a lot of factors that go into it. But we were just talking about how like at one point it became like really like Neanderthal, like this is a zero. So I got into poker for like a small phase, and like poker psychology and how they approach problem solving or like making decisions in poker, game theory, things like that. And I'm like, okay, I know that I care about all people and things like that. But in this situation, when one of us dies and one of us survives, I need to be the one that survives, you know?
It's gonna be me.
Yeah, it has to be me. And the whole reason I compete is so that like in a high pressure situation, I want to know I have my own back.
You could win.
Yeah.
And you could not die basically like that. Like,
I mean, it's a bit intense, but like at 23, 24, that's how I was going into comps. And I'm like, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. And even if I end up losing, I gave like my best effort,
Yeah, that's all that matters.
But I had like a turning point. Like I went and I competed in Singapore by myself, like without my team. I had 2 of my school friends who don't know Jiu Jitsu in my corner, and they were just kind of telling me when points began. I was like, just let me know halfway through. Just
That's your
say
only
points.
job.
Yeah,
Points.
just say points. And I don't know what was going on in my head when I decided to do that, but that was one of my favorite experiences competing.
This was in summer, I think.
2023 summer.
2023. Oh, yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No.
And like the freedom I felt, because firstly, like people don't know who you are, and now you're just fighting for the sake of fighting, and I wanted to get experience, and I was like, okay, this is my path. I want a takedown, I want to get to the back, and I want to choke. So going in, I was like, okay, this is my game plan, because I don't have a corner telling me things.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm stressed out, I'm like going back to this. Like I just need a back take, I just need a takedown and things like that.
Yeah, that's like the thing with cornering, right? Like sometimes I felt like I performed better when I didn't really have a corner.
Yeah.
Because who knows you better than you? And like when you're rolling in the gym, and that's how we train, we don't really have corners. We just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
And I know in camps and all, like we practice with corners to let's simulate the environment.
Yeah.
But unless you like have that great relationship with your coach where he knows you and you know you, I would say maybe like, I don't know, but it's cornering yourself will work. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'd asked like my one like social media post was like, what do you guys feel about cornering and things like that?
When you have like the Dagestani guys, right? Someone like Khabib in your corner who knows you so well, he's your coach. That's kind of like a cheat code.
It is, dude. It's like, it's OP.
That's a cheat code. Like he's telling you exactly what to do because he knows you can do it, and you just can't think about it in that moment.
Yeah.
But most of the time, like you wouldn't have that relationship with your coach, like, and you kind of know your own game. You should.
Yeah.
But if you don't, just trust yourself.
Yeah.
A little bit more. You were talking about the Mysore experience.
Yeah, because I got to be that coach for all of them, and it was just me, and the whole day, and I know my students, so I got to really like support them. And it was a very beautiful experience. Like we all had a blast, win or lose. And it made like all the difference. And even when I was fighting this time, because even when I had fought in Thailand, I had Arika with me. So he was in my corner, and I'd be like in a position struggling, and he'd be like, Nat, remember to have fun, Nat. And I'm like, I'm not having fun right now.
That's what he was telling you from his corner.
I'm not. He was like, Nat, remember to have fun. And I'm like, she's trying to kill me.
That's
okay. No, but his enthusiasm, like it still like played a
rubbed
big
off on you.
Because I had signed up for like 4 divisions.
Wow.
And I was dead after like 1. And yeah, his support and his girlfriend's support, Sanjana, who's helping me with Wicked. Shout out Sanjana. Their support really helped me get through the day even. So
cool.
and like at this level, like I feel like now when I fought at Purple Belt or like even at trials, the margin of error you can make is like so small. And like if you do make that error, you're getting finished. And forget finished, you're getting broken because they're really good at what they, like everyone's really good here.
Yeah.
And people have good defense as well, so people have to go for the break. And
the highest level. And
you need a corner for, like I realized that after that experience that you need a corner.
Like someone who knows you inside almost as much as you know yourself and your own game.
Or like I made so many silly mistakes in my matches that I couldn't see in the moment because like my adrenaline is high. I have one POV and I did have the same kind of game plan like Singapore, but this was higher level than that, and it made a big difference. And I felt the difference in doing it by yourself and having a whole team. Dude, it feels like some anime superpower stuff. And like if you're fighting, and I remember my opponent had her team and her coach, and they were just like rooting for her.
That feels unfair.
Dude,
but it's fair.
It is fair.
Like,
and I was like, I want that.
And even if it's not your coach, I feel like if it's a really good training partner, like you have Rishabh right now, someone like that cornering you.
Shout out Rishabh.
Shout out Rishabh part 2.
We were just, like planning. I'm like,
how to shout him out.
Perfect opportunity
I saw for that. But A good training partner.
Yeah.
I would say a good training partner who knows you really well would be a great corner to have.
For sure.
Also, like you have like that camaraderie and all that.
Yeah.
I would like it.
They'll know your game. They'll know like how you deal with pressure. They'll know how to support you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rishabh. Shout out. Competing more and is the answer. I mean, even Gordon says it.
Competing more.
Yeah.
That's why we need more competitions happening in
India.
Yeah. Just compete.
I was thinking about this today because I'm like, I'm going to be on a podcast. But I remember what made me want to also do this was seeing the Leverage event and seeing like do that highlight video. It was like so hype for me.
The Leverage highlight video?
Yeah.
I've watched that.
When it happened, I was like, whoa.
When it happened.
Like
it felt like the peak of Indian Jiu Jitsu.
Literally. I was like, this is so cool. All I want to do is be in a video like that.
Yeah.
And I think like, I don't know, we can do something for the girls at some point. Anyone watching, if you ever want to make a submission only for the girls, you can do that.
Wick3d Jiu Jitsu Invitational.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Not me, man. Not me.
Okay,
Someone else.
okay.
I'll be on it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Cool. So I would say eating a rice ball or shawarma and talking is not the most convenient
sorry.
for me. No, it's me. We'll just get into the questions part from the community. There's a ton of questions. Nat is probably the guest with like who's been asked the highest number of questions ever so far. At least 20, if not like 20 or 30. Easily. Kenad Junaidi asked, I have so many questions. In my understanding, a skilled practitioner should be able to dominate anyone. So do you intentionally go against spazzy white belts or do you avoid them? Considering self-defense as a girl, would training with all belts and sizes keep you prepared?
So that's actually a really good question. But I think that firstly, I avoid spazzy white belts at this point in time because you can get injured. That's very real. I think in terms of self-defense, the key skill I would recommend would be to like learn how to deal with grips and like bouncing, like learn how to deal if someone grabs you, like learning how to disengage and then run.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need to do that for a self-defense aspect.
Sure.
Because you can get injured going with someone who's new. But if you do want to test yourself out, I think there is a lot of value in learning, like playing defensively, maybe with a new white. I just don't recommend it. I don't recommend it at all. I think sports jiu-jitsu is very different from self-defense.
Sure.
And when you're rolling in the gym, it's for sport. And if you want to do it self-defense, again, dealing with someone grabbing you and disengaging.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's separate.
What are your goals? Like, it goes down to that, right?
Like,
why are you training?
Why? What do you mean?
No, like sports jiu-jitsu, separate training goals.
Correct.
Whereas you're doing it for self-defense, maybe you would argue jiu-jitsu is not like the greatest thing to do.
No, I think
jiu-jitsu like a striking art, maybe.
No, I don't agree with that.
You don't agree?
Jiu-jitsu is the best. Like
for self-defense.
Every time in an auto, and I'm like freaked out. I'm like, his back is exposed.
I think of the same thing every time. How do we have the same thoughts?
Because this is what we do.
Ganesh Swiswanath. I think it's actually Ganesh S. Viswanath.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's together.
That's funny.
Sorry, Ganesh. When does everyone get a chance to train under you again?
Never. I'm just kidding. But no, I'm not kidding. But I don't think I want my own gym, and I don't think anytime soon. But if I ever do a seminar, please come for it. Ganesh is my old student for like context. Yeah, I miss you guys. Love you.
Some point. Seminar. Everyone gets to train with Nat again.
Yes. Come for my seminar.
Anirudh Verma asks, how do you get over the fear of hurting someone or getting hurt when competing? I don't know. Do you have a fear of hurting someone? Like,
I don't crank stuff ever. So I'm not scared of hurting someone.
Sure.
Maybe if like it's like a heel hook battle that is inevitable. But I've definitely now experienced getting hurt competing.
The armbar, right?
Yeah, the armbar and even at trials, like, it was like such a small error that just led to a submission.
Right.
Even in this. So I think from now on, I'll have to be ready to break. But yeah, I don't know how.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Do you have different strategies for different sizes of people you roll with?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do. I mostly train with bigger people, but the strategy for a bigger person for me would be stay on top. Don't let them like put their weight on you. When I go with smaller people, I have more leeway to try different skills that I want to work on. But yeah, with big people, stay on top.
Would you say it's more fun then to roll with smaller people? Like you get to try new things.
I did not have that luxury until I came to HSR. This new HSR arc, I'm like, I can try stuff. I can play these positions and like,
nice.
Yeah, so now I get to explore that.
Yeah.
Someone told me like, my game is so catered to beating bigger people because that's all I've had to do for years. So now I'm very excited to...
For this new arc?
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Shravani asks, what do you enjoy more, beating up guys or beating up girls? Don't lie.
Initially, it was definitely beating up guys. Like I would just be like, I'm gonna kill him. They gotta know. They gotta know. But I think after these competition experiences, and at some point it just became like how you never felt like your first pump. You never got to feel like how you did. It doesn't feel the same, and I don't care anymore. I just don't care. I want to train with girls. I want to learn how to beat girls, and that's this arc of life.
It's crazy. I'm really excited for this new arc.
Yay!
Rochelle asked, as a smaller woman, do you have to use more strength when rolling with men as opposed to rolling with women? Or do you solely rely on technique?
Yeah, with bigger people, it becomes more technical because your strength actually doesn't matter. When I go with smaller people, I'm like, oh, my grip means something. I'm not used to this, you know? Or like my weight means something. So I end up using more strength with smaller people and less strength with bigger people.
Are you going to start a space to teach women and men soon?
No, guys. No.
Cool.
But come for my seminar if I ever have one.
Done. Next question from Rochelle again. How do you deal with crushing male egos after the round, especially when they think they can beat you?
Yeah.
Does it affect how they see you?
How does it feel, Wayne?
How does it feel? How does it feel for me? This question is for you. How does it feel for you? It's enlightening for me.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Initially, like I would be like, ha. But after some time, yeah, it just got old. So I don't care anymore.
Okay.
I don't care what guys feel about me and and my rolling.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? This is that
I don't care for your opinion.
Bunch of questions coming in from Shravani. When should white belts start learning heel hooks?
I guess it's not about being a white belt. I think there should be some fundamental knowledge in most positions, or at least guard when you're playing heel hooks and know how to practice safely. That takes some time, but there are exceptions to that. As long as you can be safe about it, I think you can learn it at any time.
Anytime. Doesn't matter what your belt color is.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Sure. You said you used to have a non-existent guard, but now it's dangerous. What changed? How does one develop a lethal guard? Asking for a friend who mostly plays top, but wants to get really good at playing bottom.
Okay, calling my guard dangerous is like maybe a bit much, but I definitely, like, what's the question again?
How do you get better at playing guard?
How do you get better? Using your legs.
Yeah.
But
Squatting,
yeah, do more squats. But I think a big change, I really struggled with guard. I still, like, it's something that I'm trying to figure out more and more. But I realized that in guard, it's like a trap. You're trying to pull someone into your trap, and it should always feel like that.
They should not feel comfortable in your guard.
They should feel like they're going into a Venus flytrap. Like if they engage in it, there's like an off balance and an attack coming. But for a long time, I thought of guard as like, how do I not let them pass? You know, like how to just stop the pass and like, but it should be more like I'm pulling them into this attack and that's what makes a guard dangerous. Yeah.
Yep. What's your process preparing for a tournament? That feels like a long question.
I can just talk about my previous experience, like my last experience.
Sure.
Because like the Demon Slayer episode, have you seen Demon Slayer?
I do not. Do you recommend I watch it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, I'll
But
check it out.
it's like this, like they have like swords and like attacks and things like that. And there was like a legendary final episode of like all these like high level let's say swordsmen like came to attack the main villain.
Okay.
And that episode was so hyped that when I went to Thailand, the day of the competition, I like woke up, I watched that episode, and I was like, whoa, I want to be elite. I want to be like an elite swordsman like that. And then like I'll go to the bathroom, I'll meditate, and I journal a lot. So before competitions, I journal a lot. Because I think before you compete and after you compete, there's a lot you learn, and it's nice to look back on. Those are some things I do.
Do you get comp nerves? How do you deal with it?
I watch Demon Slayer.
Is that your favorite anime?
No, but like at that moment, that episode was so hype, and I was like, I am a pillar man, I'm a Hashira, and I'm here to represent like this gym. I'm coming from India. Like
I have no idea what any of that means, but I relate to the emotion. I get it. Yeah, me too.
Cut that out.
I think it's pretty cool. But I relate kind of. Neha Rao, she trains at Kaizen.
I met her.
Do men get intimidated with women in Jiu Jitsu?
Is this men in Jiu Jitsu or outside of Jiu Jitsu?
She said men. I'm assuming men in Jiu Jitsu.
I think this is like some real shit right now. Like if you're new to Jiu Jitsu, like they love it, so then they get to teach you, be like, oh yeah, this is how you do this and like do that, and you can learn from me, and like, well, look at me. But like when you get better, like that changes. So they like it when you're new. Men outside of Jiu Jitsu just want to fight you all the time. They'll just be like, anywhere I go out, any party, I bet I can beat you in a fight. Or they'll be like, I bet you can beat me up. And then they just want to fight. And I'm like, I'm not even thinking about it. And they're like, please fight me, please fight me. And I'm like, bro, I just want to have a drink.
That's crazy. Yeah. I was like, I went for like this get together thing, and this guy figured out like I do jiu-jitsu, and he like me on Instagram, and he's like, if we fight, I would still win, right? So he hasn't trained a day in his life, okay, but he's like 120 kgs, and what I think I was around this weight, 74, 75, and then he's like, there's no way, like weight matters, bro. I would just paste you. I was like, cool, come for a trial class.
That's so funny.
Something, but yeah.
And I'm like, if anyone wants to like fight me, I'm like, okay, like set it up, pay me. But then it becomes like a weird fetish thing.
Piyush Pandey asked, when is the FMMA debut happening?
What is FMMA? Is that female MMA? Is that what he's trying to do here?
FMMA. I have no idea, dude. I thought it was a federation. I didn't look into it.
I think he means female MMA. Let me know.
FMMA.
It's because now when
is the MMA debut happening?
I don't know, but like I've been going to Kaizen and I see their pro striking class, and I learn like I know a jab or like a jab cross, and I want to.
Did you just watch, or you did striking also?
You mean in life or in Kaizen?
No, the Kaizen class?
Yeah, so like the pros will be doing their thing, and I'll be in like a small little spot, and I'll be like practicing. And
shadow boxing.
Yeah. And only just practicing a jab, and then all the MMA people are like, nah, you have to fight. And I'm like, But the thing in MMA is, someone asked that hurt question. You have to hurt someone to win.
Like
actually hurt them.
Hurt.
Yeah, like actually hurt them to win. And I don't know if that's something I want to do, but I'd like to get, I'd like to be a decent striker. Yeah.
That makes sense. So sometime in the future, I guess. I don't know. Or never.
Who knows?
We'll find out. Open-ended.
It's possible.
Yeah. Shravani asked, which female athletes do you follow? Like, we kind of spoke about that, though.
Yeah.
So I'll just cut
I saw that question and I made my list.
It's kind of weird. There's just a bunch of emojis here. Okay. Final question again from Shravani. What Taylor Swift song do you listen to before stepping into a comp?
I actually never got into Taylor Swift for competition.
Okay.
But my favorite Taylor Swift song is Cardigan.
And that's the one Taylor Swift song I haven't heard.
Really?
So I'll check it out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a Taylor
I
Swift
have?
fan.
Yeah. I haven't heard. I have? I've heard Cardigan.
I love Cardigan.
Yeah.
But
Plays
yeah.
I'll probably know. But yeah. Cool. Now time for the fun bit. We'll go really fast with this.
Okay.
It's rapid fire.
I'm scared.
Whatever the first thing on your head.
Okay.
You want to take a bite of
Yes.
that shawarma?
Yeah. Shawarma?
Sorry. You want to take a bite of that burrito?
No, I'm scared.
Rapid fire round. Let's begin with jiu-jitsu questions.
Yeah.
Favorite submission?
RNC.
Favorite athlete to watch?
Joseph Chan.
Toughest opponent you've ever faced?
Damn. Shit. Aishwarya.
Favorite post-training meal?
Juice.
Early morning or late night training?
Early morning.
Somewhere you want to travel to that you haven't been to yet?
Japan.
All right. What do you do when you're not training jiu-jitsu?
I watch a lot of YouTube.
Okay. What do you watch?
Podcasts. I listen to podcasts.
Oh, man. One piece of advice for someone just starting jiu-jitsu.
Be okay with being uncomfortable and show up at least 2-3 times a week.
What's the most common mistake all beginners make?
Quitting.
Wow. That's yeah, I get that. What's the most rewarding thing for you about teaching jiu-jitsu?
Helping people grow.
What's your favorite position to play?
Top.
Nice. This or that, okay? Gi or no gi?
No gi.
Sweeps or submission?
Submission.
Okay. Wrestle or pull guard?
Wrestle.
Mount or back control?
Mount.
Strength training or cardio?
Strength training.
If you could only use one submission for the rest of your life.
Yeah, RNC.
RNC. Favorite guilty pleasure snack?
Chips.
Morning person or night owl?
Both.
Oh, okay. When do you sleep then?
No, but I live like a morning person.
Okay.
It's healthier.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Ooh. Be invisible.
Nice.
Yeah.
One song that always gets you pumped up?
For Whom the Bell Tolls.
By?
Metallica.
Oh, crazy. That's another song I haven't listened to. I'll
Yeah.
check it out. Best place you've ever traveled to?
Thailand.
Okay. And you've been there like a bunch of times.
I
You
love
keep
it.
going back.
I love
What do you
Thailand.
love the most about Thailand?
It can't be said.
Okay. Fair enough. Favorite way to unwind after a long day?
Wait. The people are nice. Okay.
People are nice.
Yeah.
Favorite way to unwind after a long day?
That also can't be said. But taking a hot shower,
Sure.
eating a good meal, playing some YouTube,
That's chill.
light a candle.
If you could have dinner with one person, dead or alive, tonight, who would it be?
Oh,
Just
dead or alive?
the previous person
I
asked
guess
this too.
Adesanya.
Adesanya?
Let's make a same callback. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be a total vibe.
Uh-huh.
Have you watched that reel where he says like one Hindi phrase?
Yeah,
And he's like,
yeah.
Ab nahi to kab.
Yeah.
Like, we don't do it now. Then
That's
when?
actually quite hype.
Yeah. What's a hidden talent you have? I would say art, right? Like you used to
damn.
draw?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be it. Sorry,
Oh,
I
I
answered
didn't-
that one for
Yeah,
you.
I didn't know. Clearly, it's not hidden.
Okay.
How did you
But
know?
I just learned that today
Yeah?
when you spoke about it.
When did I speak? Oh, that I would
your
draw.
journey. Yeah.
I went to art school for a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it is hidden enough.
Okay.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Favorite movie ever?
Oh. One of my favorite, Jurassic Park.
Which one? Any?
The first one.
Do you know the like Getting It Back, the next movie?
No, but they've been making Jurassic World, right?
Is the next one Jurassic Park? Park World.
No, they already screwed it up badly. But I'd say Jurassic Park / Into the Spider-Verse.
Best gift you ever received? The gift of jiu-jitsu.
Whoa, from God.
Your favorite social media platform?
YouTube.
Yeah,
Is YouTube social media?
it is.
Yeah, I
You know
love
that.
YouTube.
You can talk to people, you can comment.
Mhm.
It's nice. I wouldn't have expected that. I would think maybe Instagram,
Yeah, I mean, Instagram, I'm on it the most,
but
but I love
not your
YouTube.
favorite.
Yeah.
It is kind of toxic. Like,
It's
I
so toxic.
feel drained when I like close Instagram sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I've not been on
Cool.
it. Yeah.
Some more this or that. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Coffee or tea?
Oof. Matcha.
Read a book, watch a movie.
Movie.
Retire in the city or go over to the countryside?
Countryside.
Nice. Last two questions. If you were an anime character, who would you be?
Oh, damn. There's no answer for that. There's
Okay.
just no answer.
Okay.
They don't have pretty good lives.
They have arcs. I
Huh?
guess
Yeah, they have arcs. They have tournament arcs, and that's
Mhm.
what I want. Yeah,
Sure. What's the most expensive thing you ever bought?
for myself.
Or for yourself.
What have I bought? Oh, maybe like a rash guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't buy
Is it that the sumo,
the half sumo one?
half sumo?
Yeah, the half
Really?
sumo. I have a Hyperfly one,
Okay, is that the most expensive?
Yeah.
Hyperfly is an expensive brand, dude.
and I got like a limited
And-
edition one.
Holy shit.
It has
They
like
look cool as fuck though.
it has like
Yeah.
Godzilla and like kaiju on it.
Um,
Yeah.
That's why we have Active Guard now. In India, sells rash guards for 1,000 rupees a piece.
Let's
And
go.
looks pretty dope. I'm trying to do some good work with Active Guard, and you'll see more of that coming up. That's kind of it for the rapid fire. Let's like just end this with like something I ask everyone.
Mm-hmm.
10 years from now, perfect world, everything goes right. 2035, you're watching this episode.
Yeah.
What would you have hoped to accomplish across this space?
Number one is like I'd like my black belt. I would like to compete in every rule set ever.
Mhm.
I want to do some pretty big tournaments, and I have some lofty goals
Mhm.
I'd try to
That's
hit.
10 years.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
accomplish it.
I'll try, and I want Wicked to grow. I hope more girls are training. I hope like more people can make this a viable career, like that there are more resources and support and more like media companies
Yeah.
that cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see the sport grow and grow along with it.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I hope for the same things, like all of it.
Hmm.
What's next for you?
Healing my injuries, training more,
Mm-hmm.
growing Wicked. Right now, that's the thing that I'm
Yeah.
focusing on.
Sole focus right now.
Yeah, like with,
Sure.
and I have like an awesome team of girls. Yeah, upskill
Mm-hmm. That's
and
cool.
hopefully compete by the end of the year.
End of the year.
Yeah.
ADCC?
Trials?
Yeah.
Not this year,
Okay.
but like
do you have anything
that is a
in
goal.
mind?
Huh?
For the end of the year? Do you have like a tournament?
No,
No, just
tournament.
compete whatever's happening.
For sure, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Okay. Thank you so much for doing this, Nat. It's
Thank
been an honor.
you.
It's one of the best conversations like I've had like on this channel.
Yay.
I'm so glad got to do this. Thank you.
Thanks,
And
Wayne.
I think my hands are a little sweaty. I don't know.
It's okay. I gave you like an awkward handshake.
Yeah. Cool. We'll get back to this burrito. But if you're still watching this, like a friend of mine, Saif, he used to train Jiu Jitsu with us, but he did start BUNCO Bakery. BUNCO Bakery. And they've been sending food over for a lot of the episodes of this podcast. We have some of the food here. We have chocolate tea cake and we have a chocolate Berliner. So, Nat, just go ahead. Tell
Yeah.
me what you think.
Dude, I never would have thought Seth would just,
Start a bakery.
yeah, like what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on?
Did you have food from BUNCO before this?
No.
Okay,
No.
so your first time.
Yeah, I only found out on your last episode I was like, is it the same Seth
It
that
is
we
the
know?
same Saif, same guy.
No, that's bomb.
That is how I would describe BUNCO as well.
It's bomb, Seth. It's
Good.
really good.
I love BUNCO, like my favorite bakery in the entire city.
I love Bunko too.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
So train by day, Superset podcast by night.
All day.